Today, we're going to go through a quick mod that will vastly improve the tail switch on your KR4 flashlight or KR1. If you have a titanium version, it's especially a problem. The aluminum ones that I have are not such a big deal, but what you'll find is that if you click completely on axis, the switch works pretty well. So if I'm right on axis, but if I get off to the side like this, it doesn't register clicks. And in fact, sometimes, let me turn it on. If I get off to the side, it'll get stuck. And then I have to kind of get it again. So it's an issue, especially on the titanium. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about a cheap, easy, effective mod to improve the switch a lot. It's going to take all the play out and make it much more of a solid switch. So the first thing you're going to do is take the tail cap off. Now, Hank glues down the switches. He uses a little CA, cyanoacrylate, along this ring, this brass ring at the bottom here. So you're going to have to probably do a couple things to get it free. You might have to use something like this, a debonder, and slather it to kind of turn that CA back into a gummy material, or hit it with a hot air station or a heat gun. And then once you do that, I highly recommend using a filter wrench like this. You can get these on Amazon. This is a lens filter wrench and they're adjustable. Mine has already been broken free, so it's going to be pretty easy. So you just slide this into the slots like this, like that, and then you just, there we go, and we open it up. So now it's spinning freely, and I'll just keep rotating that until I get the ring out. Once we get the ring out, I'll show you the assembly of the tail switch itself and what the mod is. And the mod is pretty easy, and man, is it effective. Okay, so take that little ring out, stick it right there. Now, the next thing that comes out is the spring and micro switch. It's a little domed switch. It's not a micro switch, it's a dome switch. That goes right there. Then there's going to be a little brass nub that sits on a rubber gasket. And then there's the metal switch itself. Okay, that's the order. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or something and get this water tubing. This is the really standard water tubing they have at Home Depot. It's, let's see here, I cut a little piece off. This is the same tubing. And it is, here we go. It is 6 millimeters on the outside, and on the inside, 4 millimeters, okay? So 6 by 4. What you're going to do is you're going to take a razor blade and very straight on a cutting mat, you're going to slice to where you get little pieces like this, little O-rings that you're going to create out of this material, okay, little O-ring material like that. Now, how thick should they be? It turns out, and as you can see, I did a lot of testing here. Turns out that it should be pretty thin. What I noticed was thinner than the depth of this little brass cap. That's a good way to think of it. So thinner than that, or not sticking up over the little nub on this little metal part of the switch. So I've got two over here that worked really well for me. So here's one. And so I'm going to put that one right over that. Let me show you how this looks. Okay. So you can see that there's a little piece of tubing and the metal is flush with the tubing, okay? And then on the brass little cap here, I'm going to put one around that as well. Okay. And I noticed that when I put the little tubing around the brass cap, it kind of sticks together, which is kind of cool. And then I'll set that in there. Oops, get in there better. All right, there you go. That's it. That's the mod. You just put one there, and then you reassemble. So let's reassemble it. Okay, so metal with the new O-ring. Then the little gasket with its brass button and its O-ring. Then the switch. Okay, and then the little retaining ring here. Okay, and I'm going to use this to get it going. Okay. All right. Okay. Get it pretty good and tight. Okay, now stick it on here. By the way, if you guys don't know this little kind of reddish orange O-ring, it likes to get pinched a lot, so I always go real slow over that. And I look at all sides before I go tight. This is a little thing I do on the KR4s especially. Okay, get all tight. Okay, let's take a look. So the button works. And check this out. Off to the side. Perfect. It's not getting stuck at all now. This improves the switch so greatly. I've seen a lot of these mods, but the thing for me was people were always using O-rings, and then you'd say, where do you get those O-rings? And say, I don't know, I found them on Amazon. I don't know what size they are. I think this is a really easy way to get exactly what you need, is go find that tubing, because this is the standard water tubing available in any hardware store for like the water in your refrigerator, you know, for the water on the little door there, and then just slice it off. And remember how you know, what thick does it have to be? About 1 millimeter, but you'll know because they shouldn't exceed the height of those little two pieces we talked about. So this is a great mod. Highly recommend it. It's really solved the switch on my TI here. All right, guys, if you want to check out more videos, go ahead and click on the links that you're seeing now, and feel free to subscribe for more cool videos like this.